My name is Christine Marquette, and I'm a registered and licensed dietitian with Marquette Nutrition and Fitness, and I'm going to talk to you about how you would use the Mediterranean diet to help treat high blood pressure. There's been a lot of interest in using the Mediterranean diet to treat high blood pressure because in general, people who live in the Mediterranean tend to have much lower rates of high blood pressure than people in the United States. Now, there really isn't just one Mediterranean diet. There's several different countries, technically, that actually border the Mediterranean Sea. They all have some similarities in how they eat, but they're not exactly the same. So in this country, the way we practice the Mediterranean diet is basically to take the most common aspects of how those different countries generally eat and call it the Mediterranean diet. So the most common aspects are to use olive oil as a primary source of fat. That's a monounsaturated fat that has been shown to help with overall heart health, can lower cholesterol, and it may have a benefit on lowering blood pressure as well. So that's one of the key components. The other is using lots of plant foods, lots of fruits and vegetables. As far as the starches, whole grains, only whole grains, no refined products. So that means using things like wheat bread, oatmeal, beans, other types of legumes, but avoiding refined products. So avoiding white bread, avoiding sugary cereals, that type of thing. One thing that is different also with the Mediterranean diet versus a traditional DASH diet for lowering blood pressure is that the amount of fat is much higher in the Mediterranean diet. Again, it's primarily monounsaturated fat, but it is a much higher percentage of the overall diet. So that's one big difference between the Mediterranean diet and the DASH diet eating plan. The other thing is the choice of meats. In the Mediterranean diet, it's primarily very lean sources of meats, a lot of fish, very, very high intake of fish, much higher intake than a traditional North American diet. So the primary aspects, again, are very high monounsaturated fat, so the use of olive oil and actual olives, avocados, nut seeds, the use of a high amount of fruits and vegetables, and the meat being primarily from fish with small amounts coming from poultry and lean cuts of beef. So those are some of the key aspects of using the Mediterranean diet to help lower blood pressure.